this channel. So we will continue our discussion on understanding the vibrations of the different numbers. The number which we are going to discuss today is the number 3, and we will have our discussion on the following parameters as it has been written on the board. So before we'll start our discussion, just a quick recap of all what we have studied so far. What we are trying to do is that we have already discussed in the introductory video that we are trying to understand the universal vibrations in the basis of these numbers, because if there is one energy which is known as the universal consciousness, which in our Vedic scriptures is described as the word of Chaitanya. So if that energy which is pervading in the whole universe, which can be seen as the universal consciousness, the super consciousness, same way we all living being or the non-living being also emit some kind of vibrations or the radiation. Now numerology help you in understanding these vibrations only, like the way a palmist would try to help you in decoding your life by getting into the nitty-gritty of your mounts and in your palm lines. Same way an astrologer would try to decipher your life in the form of your planetary configurations in your natal chart. A numerologist will try to give all the encrypted answers of your life in the form of these numbers only. So if you'll have a fair idea about the numbers governing your life, you will be able to make your life in harmony with the universal energies. So all of that we have already discussed in the introductory video, and we have already started our discussion on understanding the vibrations of the numbers. So when it comes to the number 1, which we have already discussed, which is being ruled by the sun. 1, like a pillar shape of the number itself, tells about the individualistic, the leadership qualities, strong courage, strong ambition. When it comes to the number 2, number 2 tells about, just because it is being ruled by the most feminine planet, moon, so it tells about the peace, partnership, spirituality, diplomacy, good intuitive and imaginative qualities. Now we will start our discussion on the number 3. So when it comes to the ruling planet, so the rulership of this number 3 goes to the planet Jupiter. Now as you people know that Jupiter is the most benefic planet. Jupiter is a very massive, is a very huge planet, one of the heaviest planet. It is a self-illuminating planet. Jupiter, like the way I have already taught you the astrology, the palmistry, the tarot, that Jupiter in Vedic scriptures has been described as the Guru. Guru, which means the preceptor, which has the potential to remove all the darkness, to remove all the ignorance and bestow all kind of wisdom, all kind of knowledge. So these are the qualities which it is going to infuse in the functioning of in someone's life who will be strongly under the influence of the number 3. Jupiter, who rules the Sagittarius sign, the Pisces sign, which got exalted in the Cancer, which debilitates in the Capricorn, and the best part is, even from this logical perspective, Jupiter rules the original 9th house, which is the house of the luck. So all these qualities it is going to infuse in the functioning of the number 3 as well, in the form of these people will tend to remain very virtuous, very wise, joy of living, optimism, hardworkingness, a good sense of humor. So all these qualities you are going to find in someone's life who will be strongly under the influence of the vibration of the number 3. So this is what the positive side of this number is. When it comes to, let's say for example, because right now we are not concerned about whether this number is your birth date number, whether this number is your your life path number, making a complete total of your birth details, or whether it is your destiny number, which comes after making a calculation of your name number. Right now we are just concerned about the general vibration of this number 3. Now this could be looked at from the perspective that majority of the items and the traits which we are going to discuss for the number 3 would be applicable to the number 3, to the number 12, to the number 21 and to the number 30 as well. So when it comes to the positive side of this number 3, first of all, these people tend to remain the most lucky or the most fortunate one amongst all the numbers. Second thing is, like the way I have been saying this thing, these people tend to remain very creative, very inspirational, very motivating. They have this notion that they are born to do something very good, to spread a light in the humankind. So these people just want to get associated with the higher causes only. The intellectual pursuit tend to remain very strong, tend to remain very high over here, just because all these odd numbers in numerology are considered as the very dynamic, very male, very strong, very ambitious. So all these qualities you will also find over here in the functioning of in someone's life will be strongly under the influence of the vibration of the number 3. So these people, just because the energy level is also high, these people also associate with the all kind of outdoor sports. The sense of humor also remain to be very good. You will not find these people who will be easily get offended, like a typical one person whose ego will get hurt, or if you will just criticize a one person, he will very soon take it to his heart. So all those qualities you will not find in someone's life who will be strongly under the vibration of the number 3. So these all tend to remain the positive side of the number 3. When it comes to the negative side of the number 3, so just because extravagance has been seen very high in these people's life, so these people tend to save, learn to save the money, to invest the money, and main part is to save the money for the old age. The another part is too much, just because the intellectual pursuit is very high, the knowledge and the punctuality, all those things are very high. So many times it has been seen that these people tend to remain very hypocritical towards the details. So that remains to be a negative side of number 3. And many times it has been seen that these people tend to remain in a very hurry in order to accumulate the knowledge, accumulate the learning, or in order to become rich. So that hurry and the haste part needs to be avoided. When it comes to the extreme destructive side of the number 3, what worst could happen in someone's life who will be under the vibration of the number 3? So when I say worst, so all kind of extreme egoism, all kind of extreme kind of jealousy and extravagance we have already discussed. So jealousy and egoism is something which these people tend to remain very watchful of, because if this vibration is working on a negative aspect, that could be foreseen. When it comes to the personal side, so like the way I have already explained, that the personal side tend to be governed by lots of caregiving, lots of nourishment, and because this number is considered as the universal helper, universal service provider, because it is being ruled by a benefic planet Jupiter. So all these qualities are going to take a precedence in their personal relationship as well, and even their humor, their wit also remain to be very appreciable. These people do not find any problem in gelling with people. So the personal side is going to make these people a very catch in the relationship. When it comes to the opportunities and the vocation, so just because the creative faculties are very high, the imagination is very high, the ambition streak is very high, the knowledge aspect, the virtuous knowledge aspect tend to remain very high. So all the vocation, so let's begin with one by one. So first, anything related to the religious institution, spiritual organization, priesthood, preaching, teaching, becoming a philosopher, becoming a teacher, so lecturer, so all those remain to be the governing vocation of these people. Apart from that, anything related to the judiciary, anything related to the government, to the civil services, to the banking, so all these remain to be the occupation where these people can excel. All those people who will be strongly under the vibration of the number 3. Their financial aspect tend to remain very good unless and until these people are not becoming very extravagant. When it comes to the body organs and the diseases, so it is being associated, the number 3 is associated with the body fats and with the liver. So even these all are the diseases which these people tend to remain very much vulnerable of. So first thing is diseases related to the your liver, jaundice. Apart from that, obesity, excess of body fat, and fear of diabetes, fear of arthritis. So all these are the diseases which these 3 people tend to remain very vulnerable of. When it comes to the compatible numbers, the most important part of our discussion. So let's take it one by one. When I say compatibility, so you have to compare it on a like terms. So let's say, for example, if you're comparing the vibration of 3 in someone's birth number, so you should be comparing it with another person's birth number only. If you are comparing the vibration of number 3 on the grounds of the compatibility from the perspective of the life path number, so you will compare the life path number 3 with another person's life path number only. Same goes with the destiny number, which you get by making a total of someone's name. So let's start one by one. So compatibility of the number 3 with the number 1, that tend to remain very good match. Number 3 is the number of wisdom, of providing good advice, good wise counseling to others. 1 is a number which is being ruled by a sun, which is always in a very dominant position, which is always in a leadership position. And even you know that if 1 is a king also need a wise counsel around him. So from all the perspective, whether from the perspective of the friendship, from the perspective of the business partnership, from the perspective of the marriage. 3 and 1 is considered as an ideal match. When it comes to the compatibility of the 3 with the number 2, number 2 which is being ruled by the moon, so that combination is also considered as very auspicious from all the perspective, be it the marriage, be it the business partnership, or be it the any kind of marriage union. Because 2 is a number which is a little bit sensitive, it is being a little bit imaginative, which needs nourishment, which requires little bit of the care. So that all they will get from the dynamic number like 3, which is also very wise. When it comes to the match of the 3 with the fellow number 3, so generally it has been seen that the like numbers tend to remain little bit relaxed, which makes them inactive. So which is not the case with 3 if it is being paired with a fellow 3. So you will not find any kind of vulnerability over there, and the match in the form of the friendship, marriage and the business can be considered as auspicious. Now comes the catch part, the compatibility of the number 3 with the number 4. Number 4 which is being governed by the Rahu. So in this case, because the number 4 which is about the hard work is also about the sudden changes, and it is also about the secrecy. So even in the business partnership, it is being generally seen in the research that the 4 people tend to gain more from the 3 as compared to what 3 would gain from the 4. So even from the marriage perspective, the ideal case would be if a pair would be set in a way that 3 male, 3 man with a 4 woman can be considered as still a considerable match, but the reverse will not be considered as very harmonious. When it comes to the compatibility of the 3 with the number 5, so just because 5 is a number which is governed by the planet Mercury, so just because both of these two numbers, be it 3, be it 5, both are about both are entertainers, both are in a form of towards the pursuit of the knowledge, wisdom, intelligence. So this could be considered as an ideal match, but the only catch is just because 5 is also a very restless number, changeable number. So there from the marriage or from the financial and the business partnership perspective, there would remain to be little bit of the catch. So let's say for example, if 3 is a male and 5 is a female, this can be considered as an ideal match. If the reverse is the case, it will not get any kind of go ahead. When it comes to the combination of the 3 and the 6, it will be considered as an auspicious match just because 6 is going to infuse luxuries and comfort in the life of the 3, because 6 is a number which is being ruled by the Venus, and 3 is going to infuse wisdom, knowledge in the life of the 6. Along with it could also infuse the knowledge of the occult and the spirituality in the life of the 6, because 6 otherwise tend to remain very much inclined towards luxury, domestic happiness, grace only. So with a combination of 3, with a company of 3, person could also be initiated in the spiritual path as well. So 3 and 6, and even in there the best match would be 3 male and the 6 female. When it comes to a combination of the 3 and the 7, 3 is ruled by Jupiter, which we are discussing. 7 which is ruled by the Ketu, the south node of moon. Ketu is again very spiritual planet. It's very intuitive, it's very meditative planet, and the best part is both of these two numbers are odd numbers, which are male, which are dominating, which are aggressive. So it could be considered as auspicious from the marriage perspective, but from the business perspective, from a partnership or a friendship perspective, there remains to be a little bit of the vulnerability. So that needs to be done, a match needs to be done properly with by taking into consideration other major and the minor numbers as well. But from the marriage perspective, this could be given a go ahead only if 3 is a male and 7 is a female. If reverse is the case, marriage is going to go through all kind of ups and downs in the early part of the life, but the second part of life would tend to remain better as compared to the first half. When it comes to the combination of the number 3 with the number 8, it is not considered as an auspicious match. 8 is a number which is being ruled by the planet Saturn. So it has been generally seen that no matter how much wisdom 3 is trying to give to the number 8 person, but the 8 person, no matter how much struggle he is going through, he will not lend a helping hand, he will not seek help. So there remains to be a bone of contention, there remains to be a split over there, which will not be, which is going to make this union not advisable, be it from the business partnership perspective, be it from the marriage perspective. And the last is the compatibility of the 3 and the 9, which is considered as a very ideal match. If be it the 3 is a male 9 is a female or 3 is a female or 9 is a male, it is considered as a very ideal match. When it comes to the lucky colors, gemstones and the metal, so the lucky colors for the someone who will be strongly under the vibration of the number 3, so violet, purple, cream, yellow and mauve are considered as the lucky colors for the inviting and increasing the vibrations of the number 3 in your life. When it comes to the gemstone, so yellow sapphire, as yellow zircon, yellow pearl and topaz are considered as the good gemstone which you can think of opting in order to invite and increase the energy of 3 in your life. And when it comes to the metal, so copper is the metal which is being associated with the number 3. So this is all what I wanted to say as my take on the vibrations of the number 3. I hope you guys found this video informational. For further more updates and notification on numerology, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook.